Yes, indeed. Welcome. It's another day on Face Off, and you are welcome. I'm Nelta Igbe. The Central Bank of Nigeria has made good its promise to implement the liberalization of the foreign exchange market and improve liquidity. Mixed reactions have continued to trail the decision. Black market forex traders are in denial and jittery, wondering what's going to happen. The manufacturers appear confused, but the central bank says this policy would help to boost the Naira. Now, is this the best way to go? What about the effect on the manufacturers, especially those that need to import machinery and raw materials? Questions everywhere, confusion, and the central bank is insisting that this is indeed, for now, the best way to go. But well, hopefully we'll be able to get some answers today, and we have some... I like this. Okay, we have a chartered stockbroker in the house, Mr. Michael Itegboje. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And to my right, Oluwatosin Olaseinde is a financial analyst. Thank you for coming. All right, lady and gentlemen, and I'll begin with you, the lady, to state your position. The central bank's decision, the forex exchange policy, good or bad?
Bad.
Good. We'll take a moment. I like this, the brevity. We'll take a moment. I will come back to continue the conversation, but you can be a part of it. Send your comments to @FaceUp or @Nelta. Then if you must send a mail, do it at faceup@channelstv.com. We'll be back shortly. Please don't go away. Welcome back. We're looking at the CBN's forex policy, good or bad. We do have a video from a statement made by the Special Assistant to the CBN Governor on Communications, Mr. Ugochukwu Okorafor. We'll listen to that, and then we'll come back to have this conversation.
You can't have cash all over the place when Nigeria is cited as one of the worst, one of the 10 most exposed countries in terms of cash movement. If you know you have cash, and it is from a legitimate source, nobody is stopping you. So what we're saying is, specifically, let people use the legitimate means of moving their money. We don't want currency substitution. We don't want a situation in which people then begin to speculate on the value of the Naira using dollar. That is where I think Nigerians need to look at. So we like what is happening in the sense that finally people are beginning to see what central bank meant by there is speculative attack on the Naira.
Okay, welcome back. So the conversation continues. Michael Itegboje is a chartered stockbroker, and Oluwatosin Olaseinde is a financial analyst. So you can ask him the first question, since he says it's good. So you ask your first question.
So now my question is the removal or the suspension of the deposit of cash, foreign currency, is it a quick fix, or is it solving the crux of the problem?
Oh, it's a quick fix. Not necessarily going to solve the problem in the immediate, but it's going to at least put in place a solution that, if sustained in the long term, will solve the problem. Right now, it seems a quick fix because there's so much dollar cash in the system. So much dollar that, I mean, the banks themselves are overburdened with excess dollars from what we are hearing, and the CBN can no longer cope as the bank of last resort, as they say, look, please don't take more dollars as cash. You can do interbank transfers. It doesn't stop you from doing that because no cash is changing hands. But the idea of collecting dollars from wherever you know it from to the banking system is what has been stopped. And they are saying, look, if you have legitimate means of needing dollars, you get it from the bank or the BDC. But right now, there's so much dollar outside the banking system that the CBN cannot cope with, and they want to put a stop to it.
I mean, the policy has been around since Thursday, and as of today, we saw a quick drop, but it has rebounded. I mean, from 210 Naira per dollar, it's back to 235 Naira per dollar. And that brings me to my stand that this is a quick fix and it's not a solution. This should solve the crux of the matter. Why is there such a wide gap between the BDC rate and the interbank rate? And people are entrepreneurial in nature. They would try and make a profit.
You see, that big gap did not originate overnight. something caused it. And it is the cause of that that the CBN is trying to find and solve. What is the cause?
Are they still finding it? Are they still looking for it?
You know what? You see, when you talk of dollar comes from different sources, at least in this country. Different sources. You won't be surprised that market women have dollars. You go there and say you want to buy something and you say dollar, they will take it from you. There are different sources of dollar. And the CBI cannot know all of them. But you remember between, let's say, last year, 2014, and the general election, there were stories of dollars playing around, politicians giving dollars to the electorate. And of course, all those dollars have to get into the system. And they are in the system. How do you control that? Nigeria is not a country with dollar as its currency. Our legal tender is the Naira. Why should it be that almost everybody is trading in dollars?
Can you answer that question?
Okay, that's a difficult one as to why almost everyone is trading in dollars. But I think also the systems, the controls, what has been put in place. You can't come overnight and try and change a system that has been there for a while. What are they doing about integrating the informal market? What are they doing about the education? The woman in Obalende that has 2 million naira that goes to Dubai and buys material, have they educated her? Does she know she has an option of an interbank? So now it's like you preferring a solution before doing the actual education. Are they aware of their options?
Now again, that solution has already been there. The banks have the accounts of these informal traders. The bank owes them a duty to say, I have a bank customer service officer, and he should tell me, look, these are the facilities available to you in this business. You are traveling to buy, you can get BTA. You need money to buy products that you want to sell, you can open an LLC. The education is not the CBN's job. It's your customer service officer or your account officer that can do that for these informal people. Moreover, what goods are they bringing in? Are they legitimate goods that can actually have LC open for them, or they are illegal goods, contraband? If they are bringing in contraband, they cannot go to the banking system and bid for dollar. But when it is illegal, of course, they have to find another source. And there's a parallel market they can go to for that. That is the problem. And so the education is for the banks themselves to say, look, I know that is very easy for many banks to do. Now they are doing it, because today I've gotten letters from my bank saying, look, these are the things, the new regulations on dollar and foreign exchange policy, and they are not educating me. They never did that until just now.
So you're seeing the plus in this move by the CBN.
Yeah.
But you see that the manufacturers, those that have to import, since that restriction on dollar for certain products, 41 products, I think that was the list I was given. Now there's been that restriction on how much you can get, so to speak, and manufacturers are screaming blue murder.
You see,
they are saying it's making things more difficult. And you said there is the parallel market.
That's the Nigerian mentality. What the CBN has said.
I don't know if the Nigerians are agree, because
what the CBN has said
in
terms of those products, what the CBN has said that Nigeria has reached a point where we don't need to import them. And because we don't need to import those products, we don't need to give you, you don't need to apply for dollar.
I don't think the manufacturers are talking about that.
What the manufacturers are talking of have been taken care of by the CBN. If they have legitimate needs, they should apply and get LCs open for them, and the dollars will be, they will have transactions.
Okay, Tosin.
But if it is not, if it's on the ban list, they will not get dollar.
Okay, Tosin, Michael talked about the CBN not knowledgeable of the sources of some of these monies, these foreign currencies. Should that be the situation?
No, that shouldn't be the situation.
Why?
Why not? The CBN should be on top of their game.
Excuse me. The CBN requires documentation for it to know the source of your fund, your dollar, or your currency. If you do not have a documentation, how will CBN know? The only documentation the CBN has is, look, a bank is giving us this money. And the CBN say, we want authentic documentation. And for me, it is critical that that should be done. The sources, there are, like I said, there are many sources. People, like you rightly said, people go to Dubai and buy things. Where did they get the dollar from? People go across the border and bring in dollar. Where do they get? Why didn't they come in legitimately? There are sources that, okay, dividends can be paid to foreigners, and it's documented. But when people bring in dollar and they do not pass through the airport, or at the airport did not declare, how will CBN have the information? CBN is made up of human beings, not machines. They are not spies.
I feel like this is not a solution. This is a short-term fix. A lot should be done about education. They should look for how to financially integrate the informal markets. There should be information out there and it should be a gradual phase, not just overnight. Oh, you can't physically deposit money into your domiciliary account. There are people who legitimately want to make things or retain money in order to retain its value. I mean, look at the inflation. And let's be fair. You have your child's school fees, and you know that it will grow. You know that there is inflation in the market. You know that the Naira is losing its value. You have a kid somewhere, or maybe not necessarily school fees. Even the upkeep is almost as expensive as school fees. And you want to hedge that risk. You want to keep it on dollars so that when your child needs pocket money, you can deposit into your domiciliary account and make the payments.
Good. Where do you get the dollar from? That's the first thing. The dollar you want to deposit and keep for your son or your daughter or whatever, where do you get it from in the first instance?
People got that dollar
from where?
Because they saw the Naira falling. They got it from, let's say, the black market, the BDC.
See, the black market is not the right source for the money. That's why it is called black market, unfortunately. It's not the right source for dollar. So you, in the first place, we even run the risk of getting the wrong dollar anyway, because we are not the producers of dollar in Nigeria or pound sterling or any other currency other than the Naira. In the US, if you go to the US, will they take Naira from you in your domiciliary account?
I think that is an unfair comparison. The Naira is on that level.
No, it's not the issue. Will they take, look, even in the US, will they take the pound sterling for you for a domiciliary account? They don't have that. Would they take, in Britain, would they take your dollar from you?
I find it very interesting whenever people bring up this question. But you must remember that each market is unique. Nigeria is unique with its own unique problems. So we need to solve our unique problems the unique way. Yes. Why are manufacturers crying? Why are the SMEs crying that they are being hit? Good. Are they crying? If they were not doing that in the US, would the SMEs be crying? We need to look at our market. Good. What is unique to us?
Can I ask you, export proceeds, where is it?
80% of it is coming from oil, and the rest from cocoa, rubber, and
all. And where are they? The one that doesn't come from oil, the one that comes from oil goes to the federal government. What are the one that doesn't come from oil? The export proceeds. What are they supposed to be used for? You see, Nigeria is not an island in the whole world. Other people have succeeded in curtailing the excesses of use of foreign currency. Why can't we do the same? Why is it that it's only Nigeria? Everybody, we want to trade in the... Nigerian currency is Naira. We want to strengthen it. Instead, we are killing it. Why are we weakening the Naira? Just because we want to be unique.